Amira, you ready? Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Amira, Queen of the Streets. My name is Sam, and today I want to show you exactly how to take off a passenger side valve cover on the 4.6. My current model is a 2008, so anything from 05 to 2011, doesn't matter which platform you have, it'll all work for the same thing. Now, taking the covers off is pretty easy. So like I said, 11 bolts to tie it down, but this is a new gasket. Okay, taking it off of the passenger side is much harder than the driver's side, because of this guy right here, the heater core. What I did was I of course unbolted everything, moved the wiring harness out, and then you unhook the fuel line using these guys right here. It's like 10 bucks, 11 or whatever it is at AutoZone. You unhook it and then it lifts up. So as you're lifting up, make sure to really try and force it. Now you're not really gonna break anything. This is plastic in the end. Just try and kind of like use some pressure, some strength to pry it out of there with your hands, because it won't come out. It'll get jammed up with the heater core. So all you got to do is lift it from the front and then kind of like shuffle it around in the back, and then just lift up as hard as you can, and it'll come out perfectly like this. Of course, the gasket, the bad one's over there, and then this is the new gasket. It's pretty good for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in, but I am only a one-man army, so I'm gonna go ahead. I cleaned up the valve area. It was just like, you know, just like wiring or the harness cover, plastic falling off in there. I used an air compressor to blow it out and clean up the engine bay, so that way when you place everything back it looks brand new, or it looks good, I mean. So I wanted to show you before I went ahead and installed this, one easy way to actually access, install the gasket is this. So this gasket here, let me grab the other one, the driver's side. So these gaskets come with a little bit of, I call them like little hands. Okay, these hands are supposed to go underneath the opening here so it can hold it up. So you press it on, and the actual valve stem, that's what they're called, stems, they have to go through these little gasket hands and then pass it so they can hook up. So when you go ahead and install it, it doesn't go undone, loose. It stays in contact with the cover, and when you go ahead and tighten it up, it's all there, all through the channels. So yeah, that's about it. I'm only installing this one just for the time being. I don't want Amira to be decommissioned. So I'm sure you can see it. You see that right here? That's what I mean by they start breaking off. It's plastic, whatever, but I'm gonna get new ones and go ahead and do this job another time. But for now, I want a driver. Hey guys, what's going on? New day. I know I'm wearing the same clothes, but trust me, it's the second day. I'm going ahead and kind of jumping ahead. She's practically almost put back together. I just need the intake, the battery. You take off the intake, you take off the throttle body, and then you start just unhooking all the vacuum lines just to get everything out of the way. After that, of course, the alternator wire, you just drop it right here. You unhook all the coils, you unplug all the fuel injectors, get everything out the way, and you can tell there's just, there we go, now she's cleaned up. You take the wiring harness all the way, and then you move it this way, you drop it around here, These guys, you unplug these after, of course, the PCM and the battery. You unplug them and you just hang them right here. Everything would be out of the way. So once everything is out of the way, you start unhooking the nuts that cover the valve covers. They're 8mm, 11 of them. You take them off, you do your thing, you clean up the engine bay, the camshaft, all that. You make sure everything is running proper, and then you go ahead and put everything back. That guy hopefully doesn't leak. He's tight, just not as tight as these, or I'd like, but we'll see what happens. For right now, everything's back in place except the intake tube. So let's put this back where it belongs, right here. All right, here you go. There you go, and voila. Everything is in place. Let's get to work and turn her on. Let's turn her on. Battery's good. There you go. Make sure all the fuel injectors are good, because that's when they're gonna start spraying in. No leaks so far. There's plenty of oil. Fix that leak so we can make sure everything is going to be straight once that's fixed. Alright guys, so the smoke has evaporated and it looks pretty good. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and change the spark plugs and the coils another time, because it has a small little tiny misfire. I just want to start on a clean slate. If you can hear it, here I'll show you. You can hear it. You hear that? So that's the misfire I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and order some Motorcraft spark plugs and install them. But so far so good. I'll rev it up for you. And no check engine light, nothing crazy like that. All right, check it out. Look, it's not her. Normally, one touch would throw it all the way to 35, but look now, barely at 2. She's losing. She's got, yeah, there's a hiccup. So I'm gonna go ahead and park her inside because she is not being herself whatsoever. She needs a tune-up, clean up the coils, and see what's going on. Besides that, no more smoke, no more smoke. Valve body is fresh, no oil residue. Everything is fantastic. Oh, excuse me. Everything is looking good, dry. I'd say this is a thumbs up. So that's exactly what you do when you change the valve covers, the valve gasket covers. Just make sure you put everything back, especially the wiring harness, all that. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you guys also are okay with this video, because the other ones weren't as detailed. Great videos. They're just detail information. That's what I like. You know, you really have to go in some jobs where people just don't know cars. You have to help them out, and you have to be real precise on what you're talking about. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Amira and I sure did. And yeah, spark plugs coming up, and that's about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. It'll help me out. Thank you.
Like